The headline was blunt: Poland to overtake UK in GDP per capita by 2030. It was the kind of news that didn't just make the front page, it echoed through every corner of the country, forcing people to stop and take notice. It landed like a thunderclap, shattering old assumptions in pubs and living rooms across Britain. Conversations that once revolved around football or the weather now turned to economics, uncertainty, and the future. Poland, the country once seen as a source of cheap labor, now set to surpass us. For decades, Poland was viewed through a narrow lens, its citizens arriving in the UK in search of better wages and opportunities. Now, the tables were turning. The news struck at the core of British identity. A nation long convinced of its economic superiority. For generations, Britain prided itself on being a beacon of prosperity, a place where others aspired to build their futures. This wasn't just about numbers, it was a cultural shockwave. The idea that another nation, once considered less developed, could overtake the UK challenged deeply held beliefs about Britain's place in the world. Suddenly, the familiar story of Britain as a land of opportunity was in question. Young people, once confident in their prospects, now wondered if their future lay elsewhere. The sense of stability that had defined British life felt fragile. The roles had reversed. The migrants who once sought a better life here were now returning home, chasing new dreams in a booming Poland. Families reunited in Warsaw, young professionals found hope and ambition in their homeland, and the flow of opportunity shifted eastward. The disbelief quickly turned to anxiety. Had Britain's best days passed? People questioned their leaders, their choices, and the direction the country was heading. The uncertainty was palpable, hanging in the air like a fog. The media scrambled for answers, but the uncomfortable truth lingered. The world had changed, and Britain was no longer the destination it once was. Experts debated causes and solutions, but the sense of loss was hard to ignore. The headline was a mirror, and many didn't like the reflection. It forced a nation to confront its own vulnerabilities, to question what had been taken for granted for so long. For the first time in generations, the future seemed to belong elsewhere. In Warsaw, the city lights burned brighter, and hope was in the air. For Britain, it was a moment of reckoning, a call to reflect, adapt, and perhaps rediscover what it means to move forward. Not long ago, Poles journeyed west, chasing opportunity in the UK. For many, it was a leap of faith, leaving behind family, friends, and the familiar in search of better jobs, higher wages, and a brighter future. The UK, with its bustling cities and promise of prosperity, became a beacon for thousands of young, ambitious Poles. They filled vital roles in hospitals, construction sites, and service industries, becoming an essential part of the fabric of British life. Their hard work and determination were celebrated, and their stories of success traveled back to Poland, inspiring even more to make the journey. But now, the flow has reversed. The once busy Polish neighborhoods in the UK are quieter, and the direction of travel has changed. Coaches now leave London for Poland, packed with people returning to a homeland that has undergone a remarkable transformation, modern, optimistic, and brimming with new opportunities. The UK, once a magnet for ambition, now feels stagnant and uncertain, while Poland surges ahead with energy and confidence. The skyline of Warsaw is dotted with cranes, a symbol of growth and renewal. The returnees bring back not just skills and savings, but a global outlook shaped by years abroad. They fuel Poland's growth, launching startups, joining tech firms, and revitalizing their communities with fresh ideas and international experience. Their stories, shared widely on social media and in the press, inspire others to follow. Each returnee becomes a symbol of hope, accelerating the trend and reshaping the narrative of migration. In Britain, the loss is tangible. Empty desks in offices, shuttered shops on the high street, and a sense of absence in communities once enriched by Polish culture and energy. The reversal is more than economic. It's a profound shift in national identity and pride. Poland celebrates its returnees while Britain reflects on what has been lost. Departure lounges at airports tell the story. Britain is no longer the undisputed land of opportunity. The movement of people now points east, not west. The Great Reversal is a stark reminder that prosperity is never guaranteed. Nations rise and fall, and the tides of fortune can change quickly. The roles have flipped, and the consequences are profound, economically, socially, and emotionally for both countries. The world is watching this dramatic shift, and so are we, witnessing history as it unfolds, and wondering what the next chapter will bring. After 2004, Polish workers became essential to Britain's economy. They built, cared, and kept the country running, until Brexit changed everything. The vote felt like rejection, turning a welcoming home into a place of uncertainty. Falling wages and a weaker pound made staying less attractive. Meanwhile, Poland was booming, rising wages, modern cities, and new opportunities. The government encouraged its diaspora to return, and many did. Britain lost skilled, integrated workers. Industries now face shortages. Poland gained a generation of experienced, globally minded returnees. They're not coming back as migrants, but as entrepreneurs and innovators. The exodus in reverse is reshaping both nations. The future is being built elsewhere. Poland's rise began in the ashes of communism, a time when hope seemed distant and the future uncertain. The streets of Warsaw and other cities bore the scars of decades under a restrictive regime, and the nation faced the daunting task of starting over. The 1989 collapse left the country in ruins, empty shelves, rampant inflation, and mass unemployment. Everyday life was a struggle, with families waiting in long lines for basic necessities, and the economy teetering on the brink of collapse. Shock therapy reforms were brutal but necessary, forcing the nation to rebuild from scratch. These rapid changes brought pain and uncertainty, but also opened the door to a new era of possibility. Foreign investment poured in, attracted by a skilled workforce and a strategic location at the heart of Europe. International companies saw potential in Poland's untapped markets and eager population. Modern factories, new technology, and global supply chains transformed the economy. Polish workers adapted quickly, learning new skills and embracing innovation as the country integrated with the world. Poland became Europe's workshop, producing everything from cars to electronics. The nation's factories buzzed with activity, and exports soared, fueling a remarkable economic turnaround. The pain of transition forged a resilient, ambitious national character. People rebuilt not just their homes and businesses, but also their sense of purpose and pride. Unlike Britain, where prosperity bred complacency, Poles knew success had to be earned. The hardships of the past made them determined to seize every opportunity, never taking progress for granted. A hunger for progress and a pro-business mindset took root. Young entrepreneurs launched startups, and small businesses flourished, driving innovation and growth across the country. The collective memory of hardship became a powerful motivator. Stories of struggle were passed down, reminding each generation of the sacrifices made and the importance of perseverance. Today, that spirit continues to drive Poland forward. The country is now a hub for technology and business, with a new generation leading the way. The country's rebirth is a testament to resilience and vision. Once devastated, Poland now stands as a symbol of transformation and hope for others facing adversity. Out of crisis, a new Poland emerged, stronger, more united, and ready to shape its own destiny. EU membership in 2004 was Poland's economic turning point. Billions in cohesion funds flowed in, but Poland used them wisely. The focus was infrastructure, new roads, railways, airports, and high-speed internet. EU money modernized universities, supported businesses, and cleaned up pollution. Every new project was a visible sign of progress, fueling optimism. Unlike the UK, where EU benefits were often invisible, in Poland they were everywhere, on blue signs by every road and bridge. The result? A deeply pro-European sentiment and a modern, connected nation. Strategic investment, not just funding, made the difference. Poland's transformation was built on partnership, not handouts. The EU was a catalyst for a new era. The UK and Poland chose different economic paths. Britain bet on finance and services, creating wealth but deep regional divides. Manufacturing declined and the country lost its industrial edge. Poland, meanwhile, rebuilt its economy on industry and production. Modern factories, foreign investment, and a skilled workforce powered growth. Jobs spread across the country, making the economy more resilient. The 2008 financial crisis exposed the UK's vulnerability. Poland avoided recession. Today, Britain faces low productivity and a search for new growth. Poland is a major exporter, moving into high-tech sectors. Two strategies, two outcomes, one fragile, one robust. The choices made decades ago now define their destinies. The 2008 financial crisis hit the UK hard, exposing the risks of a finance-driven economy. Austerity followed, leading to stagnation and rising inequality. Discontent simmered, paving the way for Brexit. For Poland, the crisis was a test it passed. Prudent banking and a flexible currency kept growth steady. Brexit was a self-inflicted wound for Britain, creating barriers and uncertainty. Investment stalled and international firms looked elsewhere. Poland seized the moment, attracting investment and gaining influence in the EU. The UK's stagnation and Poland's dynamism accelerated economic convergence. What once seemed impossible is now imminent. The gap is closing, fast. Poland's economic miracle faces new hurdles. A shrinking, aging population threatens future growth. The return of migrants and Ukrainian workers helped, but it's not enough. Poland must boost productivity and innovate, moving beyond low wages. Creating global brands and investing in research is essential. Political tensions with the EU risk vital funding and stability. The energy transition looms, with coal still dominant and renewables needed. Managing these shifts will test the next generation of leaders. The path ahead is complex, but so is the last. Poland's future depends on adaptation and vision. The next chapter is just beginning. Poland's rise and Britain's struggles offer powerful lessons. Strategic investment and long-term planning matter. Poland built, Britain coasted. Openness and partnership fueled Poland's success. Isolation cost Britain dearly. Prosperity is built on bridges, not walls. National spirit is key. Poland's hunger for progress contrasts with British nostalgia. The gap is now psychological as well as economic. Britain must look forward, not back, and learn from Poland's ambition. Pride must be earned, not inherited. The future belongs to those who build it. The story isn't over. If Britain chooses to write a new chapter,